How about the heavy stuff?
The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss a woman's ass. Is there something wrong with that?
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my nip.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
Ladies and gentlemen, Zoe Williams, the voice of reason, is back in the building. It's about to go down into town. We got a lot of stuff to cover. It's Wednesday night. You know what that means? It's mansions. Mansions. We got a couple of people coming in. They're a little late, which is normal for what we do. Whose phone is on? Yours? Exactly. But that's all right. If this is your first time tuning into Mansions, please understand just a little bit about what we do. We go hard in the paint. It's a man cave. We have a woman in the building right now. This is just preliminary. Yes. We haven't started yet. You brought some more women here?
You told me it was Men's Wednesday after I had already.
Okay, cool. The only reason why the man code has been broken is because Zoe has found a worthy reason behind it. This is a beautiful sister. You got to know who she is. First off, tell everybody who you are, your name, what you do, social media, where they can find you, and then we'll get into what it is you're here for.
Yeah, because she is the only one.
Yeah, she's the only one.
The only one.
What's the only one? The only woman here?
Yes.
Or the only one? I'm just the only one, like Eve.
No, not Eve.
Could be the only one.
Oh,
Stop cutting up, Chicago.
Okay, sorry.
Here we go.
So my name is Tina Gray. I'm a chef here in Los Angeles. I'm from Chicago. I'm owner and operator of What's on the Menu. My Instagram is TinaGray24 and What's on the Menu _. That's where you guys can find me. One is personal, one is business. So if you just want food, go to What's on the Menu _. If you want some kind of entertainment or me just talking shit, then it's TinaGray24.
So that means you are the one.
I mean, that's what I was asking.
No, you just said it.
All right.
Okay, now we know.
Well, now y'all know.
Now, Tina, you got to tell her. You got to tell us why you're here. I'm telling you, she's here for watch. What, you remember the video?
Yes.
Okay,
absolutely.
cool. All right, cool. Tina, can you tell people why you're here and what you're promoting and just how important it is?
I'm here because on Saturday I'll be taking my second trip to Uganda, and I go there to feed kids that live in the orphanage. So I'm trying to raise donations to take them school supplies and to also buy them food and things of that nature when I go to Uganda. I'll be there for a week, and that's what I'll be doing while I'm there.
Now, Tina is a chef. That's what people don't know. She's a chef. And when I tell you the girl she cooked like nobody's business. She brought me some jerk chicken egg rolls up in this month.
But can she cook?
No, she can cook.
Because, you know, they say when they say people like, well, can she sing or can she sing? S-I-N-G or A-N-G?
No, it's...
Now, can she cook or can she cook?
She can cook. But what I love about what she's doing, she's got this IG page. I went through the page,
yes,
and you see her cooking for the kids. You see her feeding and preparing the food for the children. You see her giving them workbooks. You see her, providing them with resources. And I'm like, I know her. This is I had a thought in my head, I'm finna go make this happen type person.
I can't wait to hear about it. I can't wait.
Can you tell us a little bit about it? Where's that? Where is that IG with all the little videos of you?
It's on
cooking
both pages. It's on both pages. So the first trip I went on, one of my friends had let me know that he does some work in Uganda with the kids in the orphanage, and I was like, well, can I feed them? Like, I just wanted to go and like make them different food, and he was like, yeah, we can set that up. And so last year was my first trip in November, and I ended up raising money to get them some school supplies. I'm an avid shoe collector, so I had like 150 pair of Jordans at home and just gym shoes. So I took some of my shoes over there, like 20 pair, and gave them away to the kids that could fit them. And then while I was there, of course, I had to go grocery shopping, so I like went through the village to something that's kind of like what we would call a flea market, but it's not their flea market. It's actually a grocery store.
How does that make you feel to be able to put yourself in a position to come up with an idea? Basically, you spoke it into existence, and then it came to you, and now you're actually doing it. Like, how does that make you feel? And then you're a sneakerhead, and to be a sneakerhead, a lot of sneakerheads don't want to give up their sneaks, and here you go giving up your sneaks. How does that make you feel?
I mean, to answer the first question, I guess I never looked at it like that. Like he said, I'm just the person that I think of something, then I'll do it. But it doesn't hit me until somebody else mentions it. Like, do you know what you just did? Like, you was just over there cooking for kids, and you ain't even have a stove to cook on. And I'm like, shit, I really didn't pay no attention to it. I was just with emotions, because if somebody had told me I wasn't gonna have a stove, I probably wouldn't have went. And so, you know, I just really go with emotions. As far as my shoes, you know, I did feel some type of way about it at first, but I had a friend that told me, like, you know, as many shoes as I buy, because I would at least get like 2 or 3 pair of shoes a week. It kind of gets sick at times, but he was like, you know, how can you receive more blessings unless you clear out what you have that you don't use? And that was not with just shoes, but just a lot of personal things in my life too. So now I be like, you know what, I ain't wear these, I'm not going to wear these, I was going to sell these, but let me just give them away, because, you know, God makes a way for me to get some more shoes. You know that's my vice.
So this is what I need you to do, because I'm talking to our YouTube fam who's watching the show live. I need you to tell them where to go to donate to this most worthy charity.
So they can go to either one of my Instagram pages. I do have the information on there. It's Tina Gray 24 again, or it's What's on the Menu _. My Cash App, Venmo, and PayPal information is there. And then tomorrow, I do have a friend that's a comedian. He's putting on a charity comedy show tomorrow for me at the Brunson Bar. So all the proceeds that we get from the comedy show, for people like giving the $25 to get in, that's gonna go to the kids too. So it'll be Sydney Costello, Chris Spencer's performing.
Nice.
What's his name? Naaman Lynn. He's performing. Molly Austin, JD Weatherspoon. So it'll be a bunch of comedians there just performing to raise money for the kids. So
awesome. I had to support her. I'm sorry, I had to do it.
I appreciate
this. Is a Mansion's first. A female is actually a female in the studio, and her voice.
I can't even believe you got her in here.
Jesus. Dang.
But I appreciate you, Tina. Thank you.
My bad. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Tina. And follow her on IG. What is it?
Tina Gray 24 and What's on the Menu _.
All right. Thank you so much. Listen, now it's Mansion's time.
Excuse me. Do you have a physical location?
Right here in the studio, Bobby.
I'm about the food. The food.
Oh, a restaurant.
Not yet.
That's what a physical location.
Come on, Bobby. See, Bobby's slick. See, this man cave, man. You got a physical location.
Oh, he wasn't talking about the food.
Yeah, I know.
He didn't say you got a restaurant, did he?
Oh, he did.
Yeah, I was talking about the food.
Then say where the restaurant at, Bobby.
I don't know. That's why I asked.
No, the question is, where's your restaurant? Not do you got a physical location?
Address.
I know you, Bobby.
Not that well.
Yeah, that's that old school player.
No, I'll ask for it by. I'll ask for it by name.
Oh, shit. Okay, it's about to get crazy. Yes, it's about to turn the corner.
We gonna play like that.
But let me tell you something. I just want you to know how proud I am of you, and I really appreciate what you're doing. You know what I mean? I'm doing something similar. Okay. And but mine is building wells. But I just want you to know that we need to support each other.
Definitely.
And so even though you know where you at right now, we still support you. And that's the reason why I love Zoe so much, because, you know, he provides a way for us to get it out there. So I'm glad that you're here, believe it or not.
Thank you.
Then you're going to get your ass kicked out. But right now, no, I'm just playing.
That's why I bring y'all ass no food.
You know,
I'm really disappointed about that. But that's okay. Well, that's
exactly.
Well, I knew y'all was going to take me out.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
But listen, we'll talk. You tell me if you get any donations and all of that, and we'll try to bring you back on other shows. You know?
All right, no problem. I know you're here 7 days a week.
All right, appreciate you, Tina. We'll talk soon.
All right.
Blessings, Queen.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to Mansions on Dash Talk X. My homeboy RizzaIslam is on his way. We got some shit to talk about. My homeboy from Dina. This is what y'all don't understand. He from Dina.
In the house.
I know Bobby finna look sideways. And, you know what I'm saying? A lot of Chattanooga niggas went to Dina, okay?
No, it was just
First
you.
time I met Bobby said, "Oh, you from Chattanooga?"
Yeah.
Nigga, you slicking in a can of oil. I said, "Oh, shit, here we go. Here we go." You dig?
Wow.
So, again, yes, a lot of cats from Pasadena are from Chattanooga. My family happens to be those cats. I get there, and then you meet cats like this brother. Local phenom. People don't think Pasadena black, right? People are really confused about Pasadena.
Actually, Pasadena reminds me of the South. The housing, the topography, you know, it reminds me of the South.
So, my homeboy is here. High school football star. You went to college too. Off the football, didn't you?
No, actually, I didn't turn that situation down. I didn't want to.
But you was one of them dudes.
Yeah.
Because they was winning titles and shit. And
undefeated.
He was one of them dudes. And then he turns the corner and he becomes this mega entrepreneur in the city. And the whole city, I was telling him earlier, the whole city was watching him. You dig? Watching him build his empire. Tell people, just give people a snapshot of who you are, DL. DL stands for Darren Lions. Yeah, they did.
That's the government name. That's what my mama called me.
I shouldn't have said it. Okay.
No.
Tell them who you are and what you about in a snapshot. Give me that.
Motivational speaker. Passionate black man with my community. Barber, master barber. There you go. Master educator. So did you know I just won Educator of the Year too? Did you know?
I didn't know that.
Okay,
but
well,
you know, you could throw that.
You remember how E40 said, "Sprinkle me."
Just sprinkle. Just
man.
keep sprinkling.
You know, so basically, man, I'm just passionate about not only my community, but I'm passionate about my people. I'm passionate about educating people. There's an old saying that says this: when you think education is expensive, try ignorance. So I'm trying to empower my people. I'm trying to empower people. I'm trying to empower communities, not just my community, but communities worldwide. I truly believe, I think we're very low in passports. I think we need to have our passports, but I'm using mine extensively. You know, we got to constantly keep getting some more stamps on there to help empower people. You know, I think that, you know, we have to learn to give more and expect nothing in return, and that's what I'm all about. You know, at first, it was all about making money because I came from the projects. And that address was 1224 Progress. So did you know I was from Kings Manor?
Yes, I know
okay, all right,
Manor.
okay.
Continue.
Okay, all right, cool. You know, and the address was 1224 Progress Lane, but there was no progress on Progress Lane. It was robbing, stealing, killing, and banging on Progress Lane. But I had to turn that around in my mind, even though I was a youngster, you know, and all my friends were stealing and robbing, and stealing bikes at that time and robbing from an ice cream truck. My mindset was, I want to make some money, and I didn't want to go to jail, right? And the funny thing is that when I watch my friends doing what they were doing, I'm like, you already marked khakis and a white t-shirt. That's the easiest thing. I'm like, if y'all gonna do this kind of stuff, why don't you dress differently? But at the same time, my mother was a praying mother, you know, and she believed in, you know, I was gonna be successful. So I was going to school in suits from the 4th grade all the way through. I grew up with a GQ magazine every month because my mom said I was a businessman. And so anybody who wants to start something or do something, and they say, why you dressed like that? I said, my mom said I'm a businessman. And that's what it's all about business.
DL. Darren Lions in the building. And of course, you know him as the old sage.
It's something else every week.
You know him as the old sage who knows everybody. Lord, please welcome our good friend and uncle. Uncle Bobby Glanton-Smith is in the building.
Honored to be here. Quick shout out to Nashville, man, and brother Dennis Graham. He runs the Clipper Dome. It's a barbershop, and he's got a salon also. He's originally from Detroit, moved to Nashville many years ago. And I was in Nashville, Murfreesboro last week. And then as soon as I get out here, I see a national article where a new black beauty supply, there's one in Chattanooga, by the way. They opened up yesterday, did $50,000 worth of business in inclement weather, and it's an opportunity to maybe replicate taking back some of the things that we've given away. So I'm inspired by what's going on in the Music City.
Bobby Glanton-Smith. I've got a couple of things to promote. Let me just say it right now. The Holographic Relationship, my latest book.
Congratulations once again.
Man, thank you, Bobby. I know you're an author. My latest book is now live on my website. You want to order a copy? Go to my website, iamzowilliams.com. Click Shop Books and find it right there. The Holographic Relationship, man. I'm really excited about it. And for everybody asking, yes, I'm sending out orders. I've been sending out orders all day yesterday, all day today. We actually broke the goddamn post office printing machine that was printing out
the labels.
Wow.
It was just too many. The lady was like, well, shit, I can't finish this box today. I said, I'll be back tomorrow.
Didn't you have a speaking engagement around the book?
I did.
Week? I was out of town, but I was curious. How'd that go?
Drobe Stogies, a cigar lounge in Inglewood, 1322 North La Brea Avenue. We killed the game, bro.
Congratulations.
Standing room only. They was turning people away. People couldn't get in.
Oh, wow.
I was mad at the people couldn't get in part.
Of course.
Let them people in. They came here to get this book. But no,
a good problem to have.
That was a great problem to have, and we appreciate the brothers over at Drobe Stogies for, making that space available. So it was a good look. Once again, the Holographic Relationship is now available. It's live on my website right now. Let's all go there and support it right now. Also, you could get the book that came before it, The Relationship Dismount, How to Stick the Landing When Exiting a Toxic Relationship. Great book. These two books go hand in hand. If you got one and not the other, you're playing yourself. You got to get them both. Now, Total Package Energy. You know I'm off that. Total Package Energy.
I like that.
It is the greatest energy drink ever. And it's made for athletes. So they don't get in trouble. You know how athletes be taking shit. This is something that's totally clean, amino acids, B vitamins, and it keeps them up, keeps them going, especially through workouts. But I found an alternative use for it, driving. A lot of people need to stay awake and aware on the road.
Especially long distance, because I'll be driving all the way to Arizona all the time.
You see, I got a bottle for you.
Come on.
I'm going to give it to you.
It ain't going to make me have shakes.
No,
right?
no shakes, none of that.
Some things you get the shakes. You know what? I can't do
it. Ain't got none of that. Zero sugar, zero carbs, neural enhancer, stamina sustainer, antioxidant. It's good. It's good. Total package energy.
That sounds like something that you can take before having
some rough housing.
Some relations. That's what it sounds like.
Some rough housing.
And they don't have to drug test you after.
Yeah, they did.
Put a little lead in your pencil.
Here we go. We about to turn up. I already see it. It's about to be crazy. Now, I got that out the way. now let's get into the topic. And I'd like to start off with Bobby's wisdom. You see what's going on in the news right now. R. Kelly, Michael Jackson, Bill Cosby, white-owned media picking on black predators or picking on black men who are victims of their celebrity. Today's topic is going to hit you upside the dome piece. Bing. And I'm going to tell you why it's important. Bobby, this is going to hurt. How can black men protect black women in a time of Me Too?
I will say the first thing we got to do is what they tell you to do on an airplane. Before you put somebody else's oxygen mask on, put your own mask on. We got to learn to take care of ourselves before we can take care of our women, especially in the Me Too era. At least that's how I'm shaping up my thoughts and my actions on a daily basis, because right now, in most instances, when you attempt to be of service, show some compassion, it's taken as a weakness. In many instances, not all the time. That's why I haven't given up hope, because every now and then you run into a sister like the one who came in here. She was respectful. She's spicy, but she was respectful. You know,
Make some hot sauce.
and she wasn't intimidated by being in a room full of men. So first thing we got to do, and that I have to do as an individual, is take care of myself to the point where I'm not vulnerable to these attacks. And that's exactly what it is. We have been attacked. And we've got to consolidate our ranks before we can try to deal with these other issues.
So I have a whole bunch of questions here. Do black women still require provision and protection from black men in 2019? Don't try to answer it all. The number to dial is 323-230-4610. Is black masculinity the most toxic form of masculinity on earth? Is authentic victimhood reserved for the female gender only? Black men can't be victims, right? Nothing.
They better not even try. Who wants to be a victim?
In what ways do black women come to the defense of heterosexual black men in today's Me Too America?
Now we going corporate. You done went corporate.
I just need to know. I need to know how we deal with it. We get called out for not coming to black women's defense. Where are the black men in the defense of Donald Trump is talking reckless to black women?
But you know,
where are the black men? But where are the black women for heterosexual black men? And I'll say this. We see the support for Jussie Smollett.
I was just getting ready to say, Zoe, did you see what Queen Latifah said?
But that's for LGBT black men. I said heterosexual.
That's the reason why I had to hold my tongue.
What did she do or say?
Well, she said, until I get some concrete evidence, I'm sticking with Jesse. Now, Zoe said heterosexual. So I was like, I digress.
Understand.
Do you dig? Do sisters support brothers that are heterosexual? And in what ways do they do that? By calling into a radio show, 323-230-4610. Do they march for us? We're talking about today. We're not talking about... Okay. I'm not talking about yesteryear, because Bobby was there.
I didn't do no marching.
You probably didn't do no marching, but you saw sisters in the fight. We saw sisters in the fight with the Panthers, did we not?
Angela Davis and...
we saw sisters in the fight, right? There was a different level of unity, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. For me, there's an all-out war that's being engineered for me. And the reason why I say that is because I can remember a time when things were clear. Somebody did something wrong, It was clear that they were wrong. It was clear. And let me give you an example. You remember the Hillside Strangler?
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Richard Ramirez.
I remember when he got caught.
When they caught him, and this mug was in the courtroom, and he looks in the I was a kid. He looks in the camera. Either he waves or he puts up a hand sign, and the dude had the pentagram in his hand.
I remember that.
See, it was clear. Oh, this nigga evil. This motherfucker right here evil. It was clear. The news people did not have to manufacture an opinion to sway us to believe that he was guilty and or evil. Mm-hmm. We knew. Now the news people are too opinionated. You understand what I'm saying?
They take everything.
It's not even news anymore. They're creating stories.
Mm-hmm.
So, because it ain't clear, right? When we look, did you see the news that just came out that said some woman just came forward and said she got paid to lie on Cosby? Mm-hmm. And the judicial system doesn't budge. Mm-hmm. To me, that sounds like propaganda. Propaganda is the #1 form of war. When America came to Iraq, the first thing they did was drop food and pamphlets. The pamphlets was propaganda. Your leader got you in a fucked up spot, and we finna drop a sandwich on you before the bombs come.
What better to give to the masses than the propaganda? Because they are definitely the proper gooses.
But do you see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So, how can I believe anything? Jussie Smollett comes out, say he got beat up. Then the police come out and say, no, he staged all of this. Then people come out and say the police are trying to set him up with a false narrative. He fights back and say, no, this really happened. Then in the middle, you get sisters saying, we're going to stand with him until there's proof. But then at the same time, Michael Jackson gets accused by some people that were already thrown out by the court.
Mm-hmm. Come on.
Where's the proof? No, what I heard was, did you hear the detail in the story? Well, this is Hollywood. Writers are supposed to put details in stories. Shit, the Bible is detailed. Lord of the Rings is detailed. Look at the Marvel Universe is exceedingly detailed. Does that make it true? So now I'm asking the question, do sisters, this is a real question. I don't know.
I think it's tough.
This is a real question.
I think it's tough because you gotta look at what's really going on right now. These sisters now, it's like they're coming up, and it's almost as if they feel like they don't need us anymore.
Almost?
Almost?
Well, I say almost because I can't say every woman is that way.
Some but no. We don't. That's right. That's what we use here. So, some but no.
Yeah. Right. And so when you have that, especially when you have a lot of powerful women, a lot of powerful black women are very hard on black men when they work in the same company if they're above them. Period, point blank. They're hard as hell on them. And the reason why is like, I ain't messing up what I got. Look how hard I worked. You know, instead of just saying, you know what, you right for the job and I'm going to hire you for that position. They don't do it. They won't do it. You know, and so now is it self-preservation for the black woman because I don't need you no more? Because see, what I grew up on, I remember looking at, and I don't know if it was good times or not, you know what I'm saying, because I've never seen any good times in good times. But I always noticed that James was always having problems. But James was at least at home. But they always kept trying to separate. And then they killed James. When they killed James, goddamn, my world was turned around.
You know, a minute ago I mentioned a brother in Nashville by the name of Dennis Graham. I just met him this trip real quickly. And he had his daughter with him. They came to see David Banner at Middle Tennessee State University, right? And she represents the possibility. She's 24 years old. She's successful in her career because he was at home and he raised her to be a respectful, regal queen. And you could just, it was just oozing out of her. And I said, wow, man, we've got to replicate that.
Right.
And that's where we are right now.
Right.
We got to spend more time talking about the models of possibility.
Right.
Instead of this victim shit. Because we can't survive as victims. Victims get slaughtered.
But Bobby, I think that's an old thought. And I'm going to tell you why. Because black men are human beings. And when you go back to slavery, black men were victimized in slavery. But we have male constructs.
Nat Turner wasn't a victim.
How many Nat Turners were there?
That's what we ought to be in the business of.
I agree. You're not going to get no argument out of me on that end. But what I'm saying is, it pigeonholes black maleness to where you can't be a victim. Look what happened. Look what happened. I'm going to use Terry Crews as an example. Now, Terry Crews ruined his whole opportunity to really be a black man in this situation. I'm going to tell you how. Because there's two separate things going on with Crews. Number one, you blamed black men, heterosexual black men, for not supporting you. But listen to me now,
Excuse
Bobby.
me, man. You made me choke on that one, man. Go
Hold
ahead.
on. He blamed heterosexual black men for not supporting him.
In what way?
Hold on, Bobby. Hold on. I'm going to set this up right, and then you could, tear it down. Heterosexual black men for not supporting his space in victimhood, right? Now, then he went on to say black masculinity is toxic. And this is where he fucked it off with me. Not at any point did he say white masculinity was toxic, because it was the white man who grabbed your balls. If anything, that should have been an indicator of toxic masculinity more than black heterosexual male silence. It wasn't a black heterosexual male who grabbed your balls. It was a white or gay male who grabbed your balls. Because you are beholden to an industry that's ruled and run by white gay males, you don't want to make them the villain. You'd rather come back to your father.
I gotta cut that money.
You get what I'm saying? Deal with the real issue. This man felt like he could disrespect you by grabbing your balls in front of your wife. How does that then turn into black male toxicity? Well, my daddy was this way and blah, blah, blah. But that ain't got nothing to do with the white man at the party fondling your balls. Is him fondling your balls toxic masculinity? And if it is, why not stand on that as opposed to standing on black male toxic masculinity? Go ahead, Bobby.
Let's shorten the phrasing here. A victim and a man are mutually exclusive, because if you're a man, you don't have time to be a victim. Now, you might become a casualty.
Keep going, Bobby. Keep going.
Of that war that you must wage, because it's up or down. But being a victim is a trap that you'll never get out of. The minute you consider yourself a victim, you have lost the battle for self-determination. I cringe when I hear that word victim, because that means there's nothing you can do. Terry Crews had an opportunity to make a conscious decision. What is his manhood worth? I mean, you already made a lot of money. Now, whether you kept it or not is a different issue.
How you managed it, that's something else.
That's different.
That's another conversation.
But your manhood must be priceless. I don't care if you big as this room. If you violate me like that, I'm all in.
Wow.
Nobody has a right to violate me.
But when you use that word toxic,
yes,
right? This is the thing that gets me about that situation. You protect one, but then you go after your black male counterpart. Case in point, D.L. Hughley. D.L. just made a statement on this is what I would do. But then you say, well, I will bust you or punch you in the mouth or whatever the word he used. But now you're going after your own brother. Now that's toxic. As opposed to this is what happened to you. I wouldn't allow, and DL saying, I wouldn't allow that happen to me in front of my wife or even if I was by myself. And I'm saying this to me. I ain't saying this about you, Terry. I'm saying it about me. But now he wants to make it a beef between DL and Terry, which is toxic. Right. We keep attacking each other for no reason at all.
Right.
You know, so now the narrative changed from somebody grabbing your balls to now I'm going to fuck you up, black man, killing another black man.
Right.
You're killing the spirit. You're killing his heart. Because now we got to watch with TMZ, them two go at it when it ain't even about that in the first place. The narrative was your balls got grabbed in front of your wife and you didn't do nothing about it. No. Because you wanted to get your paper, your cheese, your cheddar, your dough, your dinero. That's what this is about. And now you're mad. That's toxic to me, to go after another brother when it had nothing to do with him. And he did not go after you. He said, I wouldn't allow it. It was his opinion. Now we can't have opinions. And this is where I have a problem, Zoe, is where I think that black men today are too damn sensitive.
Wait a minute.
We got too damn sensitive.
We need to create a new dictionary.
Break it down.
That associates words with people and what they stand for. If you are a black man, then you have honor, you have integrity, you have a sense of purpose, and you are about the right things.
That you're talking about character.
Character. A black man ain't gonna be in that kind of situation. A nigga will. But a black man, I mean, that phrase got to mean something. It's got to be reflective of what it is you aspire to be or what you already are. And it's indisputable. You'll know it when you see one. As I look at you, bro, I just met it. We didn't even know each other, but there was a certain vibe.
That's right.
Vibe.
When I reached out for your hand, you extended yours. And here we are. We may disagree on certain things, but one thing I will never do is be disrespectful to you.
But what if I've never seen it before? What if I've never seen manhood before?
Then
what
you
if
need
I've
to be
never
looking
seen
for it.
strength before? And I think that's where the break is. Because when you got so many black men who've been raised by black women, and then they take on the black woman's traits. So did Terry Crews get his balls grabbed or did he get his pussy grabbed?
I had that. Hold on. Let's get this. Shit. We need a break for it. Just hold on. God damn it, Bobby. Welcome to the Voice of Reason Mansions Edition. We're not pulling no punches in here today.
At all.
We're having a real fucking conversation. But I also think there is space for black men to be victims in a society that is predicated on stripping you of your dignity. Now, I understand what you said about it, and I agree with what you said. But this society, let me tell you, this society has been at work for a long time creating a certain type of neutered black man. A black man that they can feel comfortable being around. A black man that they don't have to feel the guilt of 400 years of slavery, Jim Crow, redlining, economic racism. They need to feel comfortable. If I let this brother in, is this a Trojan horse?
Safe.
The safe Negro concept. So there's a type of social neutering that's kicked up a notch. Now, black men have been stereotyped in such a way to be hyper in most levels. What levels? Hypersexuality, hyper-aggressive, right? Hyper, what is the other one? Hyper masculinity. Oh yeah, black men are those stereotypes are thrown on black men. Goddamn, Hillary Clinton called us super predators. Take that seat, brother. Brother Rizza just joined.
Yes, sir.
So,
Okay.
listen to this question: are black men second-class victims?
Not black men.
Listen to what I'm saying, Bobby. I understand what you're saying. I get what you're saying. A real black man, in terms of what real is defined as, is going to find a way to overcome. We came up with this show. You was on the damn show, Bobby. Over at T Radio V, we did a show for men called Mansers. And part of Mansers was manifest answers now. That is a pressure that is put on men. You got to find answers. You got to manifest answers for your family now. We need to figure it out. Because if you got a family, if you got a woman and a kid, you got to manifest answers.
Absolutely.
Even if you don't have a woman and a kid, if you by yourself and you need somewhere to be, somewhere to lay your head, somewhere to create your ideas, you got to manifest answers. So there's inherent culpability in masculinity, right? So I get what you're saying, Bobby, but what I'm saying is this. In black America, in America today, we're looking at the numbers. 2016, 1 in every 4 black men unemployed in the nation. We're looking at a 50% dropout rate, high school dropout rate. We're looking at prison, a pipeline to prison situation, right? I'm just talking about the numbers now.
Yes.
If you got a society that says, I'm going to construct social game rules, right, to the degree that strips masculinity from the man I fear the most.
But isn't that called racism?
Clearly.
Okay.
So,
No,
but
we need to be racist.
I just want to be clear on that.
But what I'm saying is, black men don't have the space, like Bobby just said, to even consider themselves victims.
Not a minute.
So now, watch how that's dangerous, Bobby.
Well, so be it.
Let me tell you, Tamir Rice, there's a study out there that'll tell you most young black boys are perceived to be 10 years older than they actually are.
That's right. Correct.
He can't be a little kid in the park with a plastic gun.
No, he can't.
No.
And let's face that.
He's dangerous.
And but do you understand what I'm saying? That he has been victimized by this system.
Yes.
Now, black women, on the other hand, can cash in on that victimization, but black men cannot.
Right.
Then let's accept that for what it is. See, we have reached a point where the numbers that you talk about are real.
Yes.
There's no doubt about it.
Yes.
But what about the men that understand that there is no room in their agenda for victimhood? Because if that goes any further, any longer, we are completely out of the picture. There's a few people, and I think I'm in the room with those kind of people.
Yes, Bobby, but we are not the norm.
And we don't.
We're the exception to the rule, Bobby.
You know how you become the norm? You pass that on to anybody that you get a chance to impact their lives. All right? Because until, you said it earlier, if you ain't seen it, you can't know it. You can't do it. So our absolute mission, everywhere we go, we need to be impactful on young people's lives.
Correct.
Or else it's over.
Or else it's over. But this is why not accepting the reality is dangerous to me. We first have to accept the reality.
Okay, what's reality?
Black men are victims in this society.
Not black men. Not
Yes,
black.
yes. I hear what you're
Not
saying,
black
Bobby.
men.
I think Bobby
Not
got the.
black
I think
men.
Bobby's. I think Bobby's.
hear Bobby.
I think he
Not
got.
black
I think he
men.
still has a touch of the old school.
Well, shit, look at it.
I think he still has a touch of the old school.
Well, you know, it ain't gonna be no new school if there wasn't for old school.
No, this is true, but we still have to evolve, because if we don't evolve, then we'll end up like the dinosaurs.
Now, here's how we got to the point where we are.
Yes.
There's certain things that are universal. One is right, and the other one is wrong.
Correct.
And if wrong prevails, then there will be irreparable damage to our culture and to the world. Because right now, we are acting like it's okay to be wrong. We are not interceding and saying, look, it's worth my life. It's worth my life to tell this young man, look, brother, I love you, I care about you, and you've been misguided. Now, you can call me old or whatever. Well, I'm here. Look at the attrition rate in our folks is out of control because nobody said, hold up, wait a minute. Let's think about this for a minute. Is this going to perpetuate us if we allow people to take over the narrative and tell us that we're victims? I'm not no goddamn victim.
I understand you, Bobby, and I agree.
That shit is like the plague.
We are not victims, Bobby,
Right.
but I do understand something. You're talking about a mindset.
That's got to be changed.
And listen. No. Not that mindset. See, we talking about two different things here.
Okay.
And I'm going to clarify it.
Please.
What you're talking about is an indomitable mindset.
That's what we got
One
to have.
that will overcome whatever it is faced with.
That's the only thing works.
And that, I'm in 100% agreement with. But that don't mean this government hasn't victimized black men. That doesn't mean that. That simply don't mean that.
That's their business. What's your business?
So, hear what I'm saying, Bobby.
My business.
Well, there he's talking about victim and victimized. Now, you saying there, I ain't no victim.
You talking about a mentality, right?
He's talking about a community of black men, which is all of us that are being victimized.
Are you a
by this system?
No.
We're talking about by this system.
But
Bobby,
so
wait.
said, individually, we're not victims, especially the ones in this room.
Right, and Bobby is talking about the mindset. I get the mindset. The moment you claim the mindset of victim, you're trapped. And I get that.
Right.
You're trapped. You have marginalized your internal power. I totally understand that. That doesn't mean you're still not being victimized. You got some men who were victimized by this system and said, you know what? So the fuck what? I'm going to keep going. You know who was victimized by the system and kept going and didn't give a damn? Jim Brown.
Good example.
Motherfucker made it to the NFL. All the abuse that man took in the NFL,
he gave as good as he got.
He gave as good as he got. But guess what? You talking about the mentality. He had the right mentality to be able to overcome what was coming at him. That's the mentality. That don't mean it didn't happen.
Right.
But I'm glad you mentioned Jim, because if you want to see him perk up today, call him a victim. He's gonna have a problem.
So
with
we
that.
talk about two different things now. We talk about the mentality.
I was just getting ready to say that. Going back to the mentality.
Well, let's go. Let's go all the way back to what is it that we can do. I'm accepting the fact that we have been run smack over. There's no doubt about that. If it didn't kill you and you got back up, you're no longer a victim. I've seen fights, man, where a guy just really put that 1-2 on him, dropped the dude, right? And when that dude got back up, the fight changed. He was getting his ass whooped. Got knocked down. And as soon as he got back up, 30 seconds. As soon as he got back up, the fight changed because that guy done gave him all he had, and the brother said, you know what? I'm finna give you the business.
Right.
We have to understand that yes, we are down, but we're not out.
Agreed. That's
not out.
That's Dr. Joy DeGruy, who was on our show before. She called it learned helplessness.
She right.
We're not talking about that though.
Yes, we are.
No, we're not.
We acting helpless.
No, I'm not. That's another conversation, Bobby. The conversation I'm talking about is how do strong black alpha men look at an oppressive system, an evil system, a demonic system, a system that's designed to denigrate you. How do black men say, fuck all that? You don't get to do that.
Right.
With every breath.
And this is where we're in agreement. Rizza.
See, in 2019, I'll say this, brother, this is something I have to run into as it pertains to not the elders or the brothers and sisters in my age group, but as it pertains to those who have an inherent level of integrity and who have an inherent level of fearlessness. Right now, we are more afraid of this system than we are afraid of the God that created us. And the problem that I'm dealing with right now is I don't give a damn what the system says. I literally don't care. I don't make money from this white man. I make money from my own people. See, that's another reason why we can't speak the way we want to, because we're tied to the breast of this enemy. And we literally are still suckling from this system, which makes us be literally pacified to where we can't say what needs to be said. Minister Farrakhan said, as long as you continue to pay lip service to your people, and as long as you continue to be soft and pander to this enemy, and as long as you continue to walk so soft and tiptoe around the truth, you will continue to be put in the same condition that you are in. And the only way we're going to get out of this is if we stand up and say what the hell that needs to be said, and we have to be unapologetic about it, we must be fearless about it, and we literally must not give a damn about the consequences. For some of us, not all, but some have to make that sacrifice, because our people are going to continue to suffer if we continue to be soft and testicleless, which is not a real word, but hey, but that's what it is.
It's in the dictionary now.
This is what it is. I mean, I'm 29, I'm 28, I'll be 29 in 2 weeks, and I'll be damned if I go into this system, you know, being soft like some of my ancestors did. I'm not doing it, man. I'm not made that way. I cannot capitulate to what this system says. I don't give a damn about what they say. 2019, women need men, men need women. Yes. The system wants you to believe that you don't need each other. That's bull crap. That's a damn lie. Wow. So as of right now, we need one another. I don't care how many men have messed up your relationship, sister, or how many women have messed up yours, brother. But as of right now, we need each other. Period. The system needs us to be divided, because that is the only way the system will continue to survive. That's the real truth.
You mean like,
period.
You mean like Oprah Winfrey?
Come on, brother. Come on.
Interviewing the victims, quote unquote, of Michael Jackson.
Well, I want to lay into their chest.
But refusing to interview her friend
Harvey
Weinstein's
come on, brother.
victims.
Come on.
If you're gonna say let's say goodbye to Michael Jackson again, are you gonna say let's say goodbye to your friend Harvey Weinstein?
No.
Why ain't you this vehement against Weinstein? That's your boy.
It goes back to the system of who pays Oprah.
Who's paying? Where the money?
That's the point. See, when you start going against the hand that feeds you, this is what Minister Farrakhan said as it pertains to Oprah, and particularly, one, we love her for the good work that she has done. Whatever good work she has done, we appreciate the good work. However, she was only allowed, and I say allowed, to become a billionaire because she had friendship in the Jewish community. And they are the ones who helped her to become a billionaire, period. There is no way that she was able to access that amount of wealth, that amount of airtime, the shows, the network, nothing, except she had friendship within the Jewish community. And because Harvey Weinstein is Jewish, she can't step on the toes of those who helped to pay her check and pay for her livelihood, her family, her network. If she comes out against Harvey Weinstein, it will literally cause a complete domino effect, and every damn body will be pulled to the witness stand. Everybody.
No. What you gon' see first is all the baubles and the trinkets that she has accumulated in her career from her overseers taken away. Give me that shit back, bitch.
Yes, that's what happened. That's true. Yes.
It's time for less Oprah, more Sister Wahida.
Go ahead, Bobby.
Sister Wahida used to make meals for the minister.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And she's out in Watts right now, and she got more kids, and Carter got liver pills. And what she did was she raised those kids to be men. Most of her children are boys. And they are responsible and productive individuals. And people need to know and follow those type of examples. The Ida B. Wells of the world.
Oh, yes.
Okay. We spend too much time worrying about what folks are doing that disrespect their own people.
Yes.
And they misuse their wealth.
Yes.
Instead of going a little bit deeper, one of your favorite phrases, though, go a little bit deeper.
Yeah.
And find out who we should be investing in. We shouldn't be investing no time, our energy in folks that don't understand the predicament that we in.
Simple.
And watch this. Here's another example. Listen, man, if anybody did anything to any kid, I'm not with that shit.
Right.
Period.
Right. Black, white,
listen,
matter.
And I'm going to say this, Michael Jackson's one of my favorite all-time artists. I'm going to say this, and this is real. But Michael Jackson wore mascara.
Amongst other things.
So, and Prince too.
Yeah.
And I don't give a fuck if they were accused of child molestation or not. Prince wasn't at all, but Mike was.
Mm-hmm.
You just got to be accused for me.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's number one. But number two, I'm the type of daddy. This man got on mascara, dog.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not finna drop my kid off here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a fuck what's going on. That's just me.
That's responsibility as a parent.
That's just me as a parent. I don't have to have a conversation. I don't have to get to know niggas. We could be talking about saving the world, and I'm looking at your smoked out eyes. Like, this ain't regular.
Sample, brother.
But you know what?
For me.
But you know what?
But let me make this point. I say all of that to say I would never put my kids in a position to be taken advantage of by anybody.
That's right.
If you go into Neverland, we go into Neverland.
Mm-hmm.
That's just what that is. The other thing is this: the double standard that's being applied.
Come on, brother. Come on.
Gail, and that's why I prefaced, I'm not protecting or caping no person that is accused of pedophilia or sexual abuse or sex trafficking or any of that shit.
Right.
I'm not protecting nobody.
Mm-hmm.
But when R. Kelly had his outburst with Gail,
come on, brother,
and she asked him a point blank question, did you do that shit? And he said, absolutely not.
He went straight to it.
He said no. You know what she said? I find it hard to believe.
Ooh.
Now, watch this. I find it hard to believe too, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just...
Of course. Understood.
I find it hard to believe too.
Mm-hmm.
There's a motherfucking piece of paper out there that shows a 27-year-old man trying to marry a 15-year-old girl.
Of course.
Or married a 15-year-old girl.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So I find it hard to believe too. But guess what? If the shoe was on the other foot, we couldn't say it.
Come on, brother.
If it was a man interviewer and a female, we couldn't say that. Am I lying?
No.
Couldn't or wouldn't.
You know what it is. You can't say that.
You just did.
If the man said, you know what, I think you lying, homegirl.
You just did.
I said it. We talking about the media, Bobby.
You are the media.
You being intractable right now. I see it. It's fine.
You know what? So I gotta say it this way. When Gail did what she did, see now this okay. Here's another thing as it pertains to when it comes to the black man and his image in America. Number one, if he is guilty, fine, go to jail. Simple. Go to jail. No arguments, no nothing. Fine. If you're guilty, if the court finds you guilty, proof is there. All right. Take your punishment. That's it. Go ahead. Like a soldier. Good. However, in America, they have to change their completely horrific, their mountain of evidence as to how disgustingly horrific and terrible they have been, continue to be, and absolutely will continue to be to every damn member of every ethnic background on this planet. America does not give a damn about anyone other than rich, elite Caucasian people, in particularly, specifically in the Ashkenazi Jewish area. See, we always have to be specific when we're talking here. They do all of these things to denigrate, demonize, destroy, devalue the image of the black man. Why? Because they have to in order for them to maintain a level of relevance so that everyone takes the attention off of the fact that, oh, wait a minute, you have been the number one rapist on the planet, the number one pedophile on the planet. You originated pedophilia. You originated murdering and all of these things, molesting. You originated all of this. And you have literally pushed it across the entire planet, but because the people are waking up intellectually, mentally, spiritually, and morally, they're seeing, wait a minute, this is not a behavior that came from me. This didn't originate with me.
But I'll say this.
Right?
And I agree with you. 100.
Oh, I'm not done. I'm not done on it.
Wait. I'm going to come back to
I'm not even finished on that point.
But I agree with you.
Yeah.
But if R. Kelly did that shit,
he got to go to jail. No, that's why I started with that.
That's right.
If you're guilty, take the punishment.
Because
regardless.
The reason why I want to re-emphasize that point is because people who don't listen in stereo might take what you saying to say, well, that doesn't justify what he did.
Exactly.
So sometimes we got to go right back to the top
for those who
and then restate the point.
Yes.
He prefaced it by saying, You do that shit, go handle your business in the big house.
And let me see, I'll add on to this really quick. If you are a black, brown, red, yellow, white, etc., a man or woman, if you molest, if you rape, if you do any of these things of a pedophilic nature, etc., to children, etc., you deserve to go to jail and you need to get mental help. Not be put on drugs, because those drugs are the same drugs that cause homicide and suicide. 100% accurate study for your damn self. But you absolutely should get mental help and go to jail. Period. Doesn't matter.
Period.
There's no justifying that.
Period. Bobby, and then my man DL.
First of all, Zoe, I actually go back and look at the comment section of the show that we do every chance we get to do it.
Yes.
There's a growing population of folks that don't agree with what you just said when you refer to the media. You are the media.
Bobby, I know that.
Well, act like it and don't refute
acting like it by doing the mansion show, Bobby.
Right. Well, then don't refute it when you give them people the stature that they don't have.
That's not
the
what
media,
we're talking about,
No,
Bobby.
we're talking about the media. The media is whatever you want it to be.
Me and Bobby gonna have to have words.
And DL is an example of that. Okay?
Bobby, we gonna have to have words, goddamn.
You
know what it is, Bobby? Let me tell you what it
You
is.
said you was gonna let me speak.
Hell no. Hold on one second, Bobby. Let me tell you what it is. This is what it is.
What?
Me and Bobby are friends.
Mm-hmm.
So Bobby forget the radio setup.
What?
Let me set up this shit, Bobby.
Well, sometimes you gotta take the ball.
Well, goddamn it, no. You the motherfucking media.
You are.
Goddamn it, no. I am, Bobby, but let me set
That's
up the
important.
story. We gonna come to that.
Yeah.
Okay, you lost me. Let me know when you get there.
I got to touch on MJ and R. Kelly.
I ain't talking about them right now. I'm talking. We do that. We do that. But what I'm saying is more important than anything that we do this, and that it's growing. It's affecting people's thinking and their lives, man. These people love you coming in here. They actually like the contrast.
Yes. Yes.
All right, old brother, young brother. You know, and then you mentioned your mom,
and then middle brother.
Okay, you mentioned your mom. Your mom made a conscious decision to do what she could to raise a man.
Yes.
And you took it from there.
Yes.
It can be done. Because otherwise, you know what's going on right now? I saw some stuff last week that had me just sick in my stomach, man. These people are taking our little boys and putting them in dresses.
That's victimizing.
And sending them to school. No, that's us stepping away from something that we know ain't right.
You blaming men for that? A man didn't do that?
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't, Bobby.
Yes, he did when he didn't say, look here, son. Come here, boy. Wait, what? Who brought you to school with this dress on?
Where did you see that? And who was his mama?
A white woman.
Thank you.
And we supposed to check her ass.
Wherever they Bobby.
Wherever they was at, I'm telling you, if I see a little white, a little black boy with a dress on, that might be all I can do is just bring it to that woman's attention. Look, he may go south, but right now we need him to go north.
But that's what I'm saying, Bobby. That's the easy way out. The easy way out is
what
the black man is at fault.
I didn't say he was at fault. I'm saying we're
that's
all.
What you said. You said
all
it was his daddy.
Okay, you know what? Not just his daddy. Anybody. See, when you see a wrong and you don't right it, man, you're a co-conspirator.
Bobby, I understand what you're saying.
And that's generational.
Black men supposed to be. We supposed to manifest answers for everybody.
Not everybody.
Fuck it then.
Not everybody.
Let's accept the goddamn challenge. Bobby said, let's answer the questions then.
Well, Bobby, what you speaking of is basically talking about raising a village.
That's not what else is going to survive.
That's what you're saying. But Zoe, on the other hand, is trying to raise the narrative to progress this conversation. I think that's where we are.
Okay, well, y'all allow me to just digress and say,
no,
I love Bobby.
But so what I want to say, I want to get back.
Do you know Bobby? You know him.
Because I know Zoe, you're gonna get to the next question, but I just want to hit this before you go to the next question. And you were talking about, you would not be having anybody, you would not drop your kids off anywhere, no matter who it was.
Right? That's what Zoe said that.
No, that's what I'm saying.
I'm saying with a motherfucker with mascara on.
Right, but see, what I'm saying is back in the day, and Bobby, you're going to appreciate this too. Well, when I was growing up, my mom wanted to meet every kid, as I called a friend, I had, period.
Right.
And she was going over there. My mom was all the way down there. I want to see if they got roaches. She wanted to know everything. Do they steal? Do they go to church? She wanted to know every single thing before she would even leave me with anybody. You know what I mean? And before that, they got to come stay at my house. I want to see how they act. Because if they don't act right, then you sure ain't going over.
See, that's some whole nother. That's a lost art.
No,
that's
no,
a lost art of mama and right
no,
there.
but I'm just piggybacking off what you said, and I think that's the reason why, Zoe, you feel the way you feel, is because we knew better back then. Now it's like if you call somebody your friend, that's it. That's all. But see, you can get whooped on back in the day when I was growing up, calling somebody your friend when they not. You know what I mean? Now you go on Instagram, you go on Facebook, and they got your friends, but them people don't love you. They don't care about you.
They don't even know you.
They don't know you.
Yeah.
And so now it's easy for you to drop your friend, or your kid off with a friend when you don't even know what it means.
Wow.
Well, my role at this stage of my life is to say how important I think it is that we at least have these kinds of discussions, because we now must recognize some of what happened then is timeless. It ain't nothing but right and wrong at the end of the day. And the minute you capitulate to the truth, you living in a chaotic world.
But the only problem with that is
capitulate to a lie.
But the problem with that is you got to remember, Grandma 32 now.
Right.
And I know how she got to be a grandma at 32.
She at the club with the mama.
Right.
So if she at the club with the mama, now what we dealing with?
Right.
Chaos.
There you go.
Chaos.
Man, you know what, Zoe? Get to the next question.
Man,
I love this dude.
You have no idea. This motherfucker right here. He ornery. That's what the word I use for him. He ornery.
I love it though, because that's wisdom.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to Mansions on Dash Talk X. It's our Wednesday Man Cave show. We getting it in right now. I got a tough question. The number to dial, we might be taking some phone calls, so get to your phone lines right now. The number to dial is 323-230-4610. That's 323-230-4610. Do black women in America have a better relationship with the system of white supremacy than they do with black men?
I think you need to repeat that one.
Yeah, please.
That was a beautiful question.
Yeah, I mean, that was art.
That was a beautiful question.
Yeah, that was art.
It's very sober.
Because
it sounded like poetry.
In the Me Too movement, anything a black man does, even if it was 35 years ago, not to say time washes away the crime, but I'm just saying, if it was 35 years ago, you went to jail, you went to court, you were acquitted, none of that shit even matters anymore. Everything is still up for review. And I just need to know, are black women siding with the system of white supremacy over black men? That is a real question to be asked.
Absolutely.
Rizza?
Number one, when black women became rewarded and were given money and incentives for kicking the black man out of the home, that was one of the first stages of giving white supremacy the 100% pass and go ahead to infiltrate our society. That's number one. Number two, when black women were given more degrees, more access to wealth, more access to jobs, more access to specific areas in middle management and corporate America than black men, that also was another step in separating the black family and making black women more of a friend to the system of white supremacy. Number three, when black women were able to unite with white women prior to food stamps, etc., to join in with the movement, you can say women's liberation, etc., mainly because white women needed black women for numbers' sake so that white women could get rights from their white man, not because white women gave a damn about the plight of black women, because at that time we were fighting for civil rights and to be treated as human beings, while white women were fighting for rights against their white man. That is another point which helps you to understand, yes, that was another block, another step as it pertains to giving them access to white supremacy and giving them the friendship with white supremacy. So what am I saying? As long as black women gain benefits from being a part of this system of white supremacy, they will continue. Not all of them, but those who are in a condition where they are desperate, those who are in a condition where they feel as though they have no other choice, those who are in a condition where they do not have a man to take care of these children that they have, those who are in a condition to where they are struggling so damn bad to where they feel like, I have to do this, I have to go inside of this, and they will justify it, and they have many different ways by which they can justify it. It will not change. So that is one. And two, as long as we as black men in America don't step up and be the men that we are supposed to be, it will help these women to fall into the trap that was set up for them to fall into, so that we can continue to be separated and divided from one another.
Wow.
Bobby, simple.
One caveat. When they came, and literally the system, so to speak,
yes,
took the black man out of the household legally by saying, if you take this welfare, this man cannot physically be in this house.
Correct.
So there was duplicity, you know, and the women had to deal with that from a different vantage point in terms of making that choice, because this brother's not working because he can't find work. Okay, and so he's gone from the picture. What we miscalculated was the impact of that.
Right.
Because all this "I don't need you" and "you don't need me" is just emotional bullshit.
Exactly.
You didn't get here
Say it
that
again,
way.
Bobby.
Emotional bullshit. As difficult it is to deal with sisters sometimes, it's equally as difficult to deal with brothers that don't understand that it's okay to be upset. But the reality is you're just shooting yourself in the head if you start firing back at her without trying to get her to understand that, look, this ain't really about you and me.
But you can't get her to understand something you don't want to understand.
No,
you do know.
Time changes everything except car tires and baby diapers. You got to change them yourself. So what we're talking about right now is what can we do out of necessity. The urgency of this has got to begin to set in
for survival.
We at that point.
Yes.
But see, Bobby,
we are at that
but
point.
Has the black woman already made her choice?
I'm not talking about the black woman.
Listen to what I mean by that, because the question was,
it's out of her hands.
Did she choose white supremacy over riding with us? And I'm saying, because there's no unity, there's no community, there's no kingdom, there's no nothing without the black woman's participation.
I'm gonna give you a personal example.
So do you understand what I'm saying?
I understand clearly. Here's how you do it. First of all, man, you accept the fact that it's gonna be a long journey. I got a call from my ex-wife the other day, and we had to talk about our son.
You said ex?
Ex, yeah. But that's still a part of my life because we made a child.
Gotcha.
Right.
All right. That I didn't raise in the house. Okay, but he's still my son. And she has arrived at a point where she understands that it doesn't matter about what she thought of me or what I thought of her. Our son is in a tough situation. Because now he's married. And he married outside the race, you know, and it's done got to be problematic because you can learn just as much about what to do right as you can about what not to do. All right. So it don't matter if I was a good dad or not. I'm still his father, and I know some stuff that he needs to know. And it has taken all of these years for her to understand that we didn't make it.
But has white supremacy caused black women to see black fathers in a second-class parent position?
Yes,
absolutely.
They do. That's irrefutable.
Absolutely.
So once we get that fact established, then we had to make choices about how to rectify that. It's not going to happen overnight because we didn't get in this situation overnight. It's one person at a time. I actually had a civil conversation with a woman that we didn't make it. But our common interest put us in a situation where we got to fight to get our son in a position where he can take back his household. I couldn't take mine back, but I'm gonna give him a shot to get here. Because he don't deserve to spend the rest of his life feeling like a victim.
But you know what? I think that, and this goes along with what Zoe's talking about. I think we're moving in fear now.
Go deeper.
False evidence appearing real. And I think that, for me, just by what I've been seeing and from what I've, the roots that I came from, I used to see strong black men. I used to see black men that would open the door. I used to see black men that would actually grab me and teach me, hey man, open this, do that. I seen the strength, I seen the power. Now I seen the tables have turned, and now the woman is the power and the man is not the power. And then now it's like men, and I'm not saying all men, but I see so many men that are so comfortable with the woman making more, telling them what to do. And then when you watch our television, when you look at the Housewives and all these other TV shows, which is telling us a vision, now you see the man is just sitting here while she tell him what to do, yell at him, scream at him, she work and he don't have no job.
Yes.
And so now you're starting to look at the change. Now that paradigm is changing because we are living in fear. Now, to me, the man is not being the man as he's supposed to be. And so now we are taking a step back. We are comfortable with that. And I'm not comfortable with that. Bobby, I know you're not comfortable with it. Brother, I know you're not comfortable with that.
No.
I already know based off Zoe's books and the person that I know that he's not comfortable. But guess what? We are a different type of, we are not the norm. But the norm is now, for example, I got a problem with your pants on the ground. Do you know what that means? But they don't even go all the way that far back. And it's a problem with us. We're not taking the lead anymore. And if we start taking the lead again, then things will change. Then that question will become relevant.
This goes back to Bobby's point about models of possibility. In order for us to take the lead, we got to see the lead. We have to observe the leader. We have to participate with the leader. We have to be in the leader's environment, and then we can model leadership. But if we have no model, we have no possibility. RZA and then Bobby.
Okay.
Now, to your point, as it pertains to having a model, that is exactly where I was going to go. Who are the symbols of masculine energy? What leaders have we seen, not only in the past, but also who are living today? People want to quote Malcolm, but they damn sure don't want to live Malcolm.
They don't want to be Malcolm.
They don't want to be him.
Hell no.
Why? Because he'll become a victim.
Yes. See, well, here's the other thing about that. Brother Malcolm, when he was under his teacher, brother, one thing that was instilled in him was a level of fearlessness, courageousness. You must be willing to die for this. It is very simple.
No.
You know what I mean? Live for it and then die for it.
And then come right back to you.
Please.
What we're willing to die for is the security blanket, which is actually a check written by the oppressor. So when you hear somebody like 50 say, what is get rich or die trying?
Yes.
Or you see somebody like Floyd, money is everything.
Right.
Money means everything over everything. And it's like, wait a minute. The damn thing ain't even real.
No, it's not.
It's not even real.
Brother, and that is exactly why I got on Floyd. And 50, I love his little trolling crew, but at the same time, to be very real.
He's one of the smartest guys at
business.
That motherfucker's smart.
That brother is one of the greatest businessmen. However, now is not the time just to focus on business. Now is the time to focus on the liberation of your people.
Right.
And when you think you are bigger than the liberation of your people, the enemy got you by the nuts and by the mind. I'm telling you right now, brother, that situation has to change completely. It doesn't matter how many white men you have in your bank account or your pocket. It doesn't mean that you are going to be liberated as a people.
But this is why you see people like Harvey saying, you get the check over the integrity.
See?
You talking about, we said models of leadership. A leader is not going to lead you to dead presidents.
Simple.
If a leader leads you to dead presidents, he's going to lead you by way of integrity. He's going to have you learning how to cultivate your purpose so that you can extrapolate dead presidents from a corrupt society. He's not going to have you bartering your integrity for it.
Right.
No.
Right.
Bobby.
I keep mentioning certain names. Wendell Stimley. There's a brother I was with before you got in here. I let everybody know I was in Tennessee last week, and Brother Edward Muhammad from D.C.
Oh, yes, sir.
You know him. He knows you. And Brother Selah or something like that.
Oh, yes, sir.
From Kansas City. Yeah, they was with Banner in my hometown last week. These names need to resonate. David Banner, Edward Muhammad,
yes.
RizzaIslam. We got to move away from spending too much time talking about what we already know ain't working. Steve Harvey is not going to rescue his people.
No.
No more energy on that. Let's discover the Wendell Stimleys of the world, because this brother told me a long time ago, then he showed me. Dr. Ian Palmer knows how to educate our children. Rest in peace. We have to go around the table and see who is making contributions to the betterment of our people, and invest everything, all the chips go on the table with those folks.
Let me,
and only those folks.
Let me say something.
Get in here, D.
So, Zoe, I remember when I was younger, and I never could understand why Malcolm and Martin, I said, why would these brothers do what they do knowing they're going to die? I said, I would never do no crazy stuff like that. And I was like, honestly, seriously about it. Until I got older. And then now I said, I have a reason to die for what I
or
believe in.
kill.
You see what I'm saying?
Or kill.
Right, but now I understand. But one thing about it is I had to understand that, first of all, wisdom is not given. I had to get wisdom. I had to get some age under my feet. You know what I'm saying? First. Second, I had to have a purpose and a plan on why I'm doing what I'm doing. And then when I seen there was a need, I had to fulfill it. And once I understood what my purpose was, it was ain't no stopping. And Zoe, Zoe had, you know, he said, we seen you, DL, start. And I believe that the grass is not greener on the other side of the fence. The grass is green right where you stand, but we got to water that grass. And the problem is we constantly pointing fingers at other people when we need to be pointing fingers and holding black men accountable.
Yep.
Because I really believe that the black woman will fall in place.
Whoa.
She will fall in place.
Whoa.
When a black man steps up to his throne.
Hold on.
Okay, so go ahead.
Hold on.
Go ahead, Zoe.
You cannot read from the female handbook.
That ain't no female handbook.
Let me tell you why it's the female handbook.
Break it down, Zoe. Because this is getting heated.
Right.
He shouldn't even, I should. Before you even say something, Zoe, I know what I should have did. I should have just got off the plane and went home.
No.
Because this right here.
You are exactly where you know.
This right here.
This where you're supposed to be.
I'm going to have to validate his points, though, so go ahead, bro. I'm going to have to validate what he just said.
This is what I'm saying. And maybe it isn't 100% in disagreement, but it's fantasy-based to me. And this is why. To expect the black man to be responsible for something he doesn't understand is folly.
Nah.
It's folly.
Nah.
You think it's just supposed to sprout up in him. That's rare, brothers.
But is it a sprout?
But hear what I'm saying.
Root.
I listen to you, bro. Hear what I'm saying.
I'm listening.
I tell single mothers all the time, you need to query your local barber shops if you're a single mother. You need to go in there and you need to evaluate the men that are in there. And if you're incapable of evaluating the quality of the men that are cutting hair in there, send your brother. If you don't trust your brother, send your uncle. If you got a daddy, send your daddy. Find out what type of man is in that barbershop. And if it come back that them brothers solid, send your son there. Take your son there to get his hair cut there. Strike a deal with the master barber.
See?
And say, hey, master barber.
I'm about to yell.
Cut his hair, master barber. But let him pay you by sweeping up everybody else's hair.
Absolutely.
And let him just be in here around y'all.
That's right. That's right.
Do you get what I'm saying?
I get it.
He
Exactly.
needs an example of leadership.
But that's what I'm talking about, Zoe. So you're on that page. So
But
it's not that you disagree.
But no. I disagree with the framing of how it's said. You can't just say, until black men step up. No, black leaders, great black leaders, powerful black men, intelligent, contextually wise black men have to see it.
But don't you think
before
that's
they can be it?
But don't you think that's infectious? When they see a strong black man, like this young man, how old are you?
28, sir.
28, and do you hear how he's speaking? Do you hear his
But
mind?
he had,
do you hear his
but
heart?
he had a model.
I have an example that I look up to.
But that's my whole point.
Yeah.
When we hold each other accountable, you see what I'm saying? And that's what I'm talking about, is that accountability. And when there's accountability, now it's like, for example, I can't sit up here and Brother Bobby, Uncle Bob, right?
Uncle Bobby,
I gotta respect what you say, and because I gotta learn from you, is because you know that that's a dead end street. I try to tell youngsters all the time. I said, brother, hold on a second, that's a dead end street. And I said, but you can go down if you want to. And 9 times out of 10, he goes. But I grab him by the hand before he goes, and I said, brother, understand this. It's going to take you exactly 5 minutes to get down there to find out it's a dead end street, but it's going to take you 10 years to get back. Because of a choice.
You know how many lives did you have changed?
In that statement.
No, we got to really start being honest with each other. And conscious of people paying attention to us. I see a lot of young folks that they'll just, if you're in their path long enough, they'll come back to you and tell you, man, I wasn't trying to hear none of that shit, but you kept telling me.
That's right. That's right.
You kept telling me. This show is important, though. The numbers reflect.
I know that.
Yeah.
Listen, that's why when I reached out to DL, he said, hey, I'm flying in. I don't know what time I'm going to be there, but I'm going to let you know. He winds up getting here earlier than he thought he would be.
Because he's supposed to be here.
Because he's supposed to be here.
That's right.
So that shit you said about going home is some bullshit. We ain't going to tolerate it, DL.
Well, let me say it this way. Let me say it this way, because a lot of people, they say, oh, man, Brother Rizza. Well, as both of you are saying, DL, Bobby, as well as Zoe, there has to be a model. There has to be an example. And not just one, not two, not three, but thousands, tens of thousands everywhere. And we do have many of them. Most of them simply want to be a prostitute for a position. And that happens to be currently in the situation that we're living in, because they want to look at the money before they look at their integrity. They want to look at the money before they look at the liberation of their people. They want to look at the money before they look at the freedom, justice, and equality as us as a collective. That is the problem that we're dealing with. And as Minister Farrakhan said recently, he made this statement because he knew what the enemy was about to do, which is turn up on black masculinity, number one, and then turn up on masculinity of all men after that. He said this specific statement, I think about maybe 2 months ago, he said, no hoes in this house. No prostitutes for positions. Don't sell your people out for no goddamn dollar, no buttered biscuit, no cars, no nothing. Because if you decide to go backwards when your people are slowly moving forward, because there is a rise in consciousness now, the people are going to rise up and come after you. And you're not going to be able to sit here and say nothing about the white man when you are helping to do the white man's job. This is why I go off on these people today. Too many comedians going off about R. Kelly. Too many damn celebrities talking about R. Kelly, dragging them through the mud, but you ain't said a goddamn thing about the Pope recently. You ain't said nothing about the 6,000 Catholic priests recently.
What did the 6,000 Catholic priests do
The Pope recently, 2 weeks ago, or I think less than 2 weeks ago, came out and found out that over 6,000 Catholic priests have all been found to be involved with little boys and little girls well beyond or under the age of 16 and 15. And he said that they are now going to have to install certain laws with which to handle and rectify what is happening with these priests. Now,
don't say rectified by a priest.
Well, let me say, oh, God. Come on. Oh, Lord, see, that's the problem you're dealing with highly, intellectual individuals. Okay.
Like I said,
right. They're going to install laws to handle business, okay? To bring true justice to these priests for the things that they have been doing. But guess what? I didn't see these same celebrities put up memes about it. I didn't see them putting up videos talking about it. I didn't see them going crazy about it, saying, yeah, finally, the Catholic Church all across this goddamn country, which has been notoriously doing this thing, yeah, y'all finally getting what y'all deserve, etc. No, but the moment R. Kelly comes out and starts breaking down, now mind you, they played a psychological game on him. They used a black woman. I want us to understand this very carefully. You used a black woman to interview a black man dealing with black women when he came from a black woman and was hurt by a black woman.
But
I'm not blanket statementing all black women. I'm saying how they use psychology to destroy the last bit of masculinity that we have as black men.
I was just going to throw in this piece. We got to stop saying they used black women and that black women allow themselves to be used.
Do that.
Okay.
Go ahead. And I'll say that that's very true.
Now, let's go ahead, please.
Some black women do volunteer to help to destroy the black man because of their failed relationships with black men and also failed love that they did not acquire from the black man, which happens to be their father. So there's a lot that goes into it. But the number one thing is that there has to be psychological understanding as to how this enemy works. If you don't know how the enemy works, then you should not be using your platform to run your damn mouth. Because it's not surface situations. It is very deep. It is very wicked. It is very cunning and conniving. And this enemy knows exactly what the hell he is doing. He knows what he's doing. And if you don't know psychology, if you don't know how this enemy works, shut your damn mouth. And I'm saying this to all the black celebrities who do this. You got to slow down and think thoroughly. The Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad says you must think at least 5 times before you speak. Because you will say something and indirectly your following will start to blast at your brother. And guess what? You acting as though you are immune to this enemy's attacks too. And the enemy is going to come after you. And what are you going to do? Turn around and try to cry to your people and ask for help. And guess what? They're not going to come to help you.
Ladies and gentlemen,
ask Omarosa.
You're listening.
Be off code.
I got you, Bobby.
Stay
you're
on
listening
code.
to mansions. If I sound tired, it's because we're in a fight right now.
Man, come on, bro.
This conversation is a struggle, but we gotta have it. You understand? If you're just tuning in to the Voice of Reason Mansion series on Wednesdays, this is what we're talking about. How can black men protect black women in a time of Me Too? Do they even want our protection? Is it even desirous of them anymore? Are men a tool to facilitate them living their best lives now, as opposed to having a partner? Do women even know how to be 10 toes down with a man through his shortcomings as well as her own? Somebody get to the phone lines. The number to dial is 323-230-4610. Bobby, DL, and Rizza, we going in.
Who does that look like? Look at that picture. Look over there. And
Bobby, they can't hear.
No, it's important. The brother inspires me because they look like twins.
Yeah.
Look at that picture again. And this brother told me.
Oh, wow.
This brother told me years ago, that which you seek purely. Look at the pictures up.
Look at the pictures up.
That which you seek purely in your heart is also seeking you.
The prophet Rumi.
See, and the reason this is important, as far as us sitting here and you being here and him coming in here and me and Zoe being going, boxing all these years.
We've been doing this for years.
Years.
But there's a reason for it because we affect lives. Flaws and all, we affect lives. Because sometimes people learn from your mistakes.
Pressure makes a diamond.
You see? And folks are thirsty for this information. They're thirsty for this example of us not always agreeing, but always being respectful.
Right.
And showing love for one another. Our people are that hurt, man. We need to see folks that love each other and are willing to defend and fight for each other.
That's right.
Well, you know what? You know what? Now, I talked to Zoe. I talked to Zoe, it was maybe a week ago, maybe a week and a half ago. Don't get me wrong. And I told Zoe, I said, Zoe, you got something good, right? And my spirit and my heart was telling me, I said, Zoe, we got so many men that's broken and don't have a place to talk. Don't have a place to open up. And then hurt people
all day.
And when hurt people, now you got a hurt man trying to raise a king, and he's going to hurt the prince because of his heart.
That's it.
Because we don't have, and see, when we were going to school, though, we had this doctor named Freud, in our books.
We remember him.
Yeah, but Freud, but Freud ain't never dealt with no crack baby.
No,
he ain't never dealt with that crack mind.
No, he actually did. He was a coke addict.
Yeah, but he ain't never dealt with crack. Crack wasn't
Crack
even
different
around.
now, Bobby. Shit, crack different. Stop playing, Bobby.
Addiction is addiction.
Right, and so therefore, when you start talking about how you adjust the mind from crack, you're dealing with a whole nother mindset.
That's true.
Because now we're talking about not only raising a king, but you're talking about babies that are being affected. And then you have another dynamic called ADD. And see, there was no such thing back when I was growing up. You got your ass whooped and you straighten right on up. And if your mama told you, by this time 3 o'clock, you already knew.
Right.
And so you straight. You didn't need no medication. Now there's kids that don't even need medication, are being medicated, and then they have problems later on from the results of it. And then you say he's broken. We got a problem.
But see, here's the thing.
Break it down.
Here's the thing. This is where all these pseudo spiritual intellects lose it.
Break it down, though.
At the end of the day, Oprah, Eckhart Tolle, what's my other man? The Indian, Deepak Chopra. This is where you got people smoking a pipe dream. The brokenness in your life is the conduit, right, to your evolution.
Way out is the way through.
You want to blame the black man and try to preempt the lesson that came to the single mother. for co-creating the situation that produced her single mother situation.
Right.
You wanna use spiritual euphemisms without actually having experienced it. See, you intellectually get it, but you don't experientially get it. But because it makes sense to you, you can regurgitate it without citing the source. Oh, well, relationship is a mirror. Well, then the broken nigga that came to your life is a mirror of you. And thus needed for you to evolve. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
it's easy to then turn around and say, oh, it's the man's fault. See, saying it's the man's fault takes you off the hook in the co-creation of the experience you don't want.
Right. Right. That is true.
So we do this for single mothers. And that's why we have this question of accountability.
Come on.
Right? So this is why I said black men are victims, because it's not fair to say, I'm the answer for everything.
Right.
No, I'm the answer for everything within me. You are responsible for the answers for you. And then collectively, if we allow each other's reflections to teach us a lesson about who the fuck we are in each other's presence, then we can come together and co-create a reality that is peaceful, that is respectful, that is integrous, that is honorable. But you can't do that until you deal with you.
And you can't do it thinking like no victim.
See,
that's a preoccupation.
Right. So, let me say it this way. That is what, to your point, brother, the main thing that has to happen right now, I'll just say it this way. One, the black man has to get over his fear of the system of white supremacy. Just got to get over the fear. You have to get over the fear. We have to stop being afraid of failure. We have to stop being afraid of death. We have to stop being afraid of anything. Number two, we have to be willing to work with our black woman, but also the black woman, sisters, you got to be willing to work with us. You have to be.
But the sister can't cheat on us with the system.
Right.
Speak on it.
Right. Now, let me say it this way. If your good position as a black woman comes at the detriment of the black man and the black community, then that is not a position that you should take. The same thing
Ask her, is it a deal she can turn down?
And that too. Put it this way, maintain your integrity as a black woman, because whatever happens to you as an individual happens to us as a culture. Anything that does not benefit the culture is not something that we need to be involved in. It doesn't matter if you as an individual have access to this. You as an individual have the ability to go up here. You as an individual are able to be accepted into this high prominent location if your people can't come with you. You have to do what you need to do to get into a certain seat. But if your intent is to bring your people up and not bash the black man while you're moving up, same thing for the black man not bashing the woman, same thing,
it go both ways.
Then you have to look at it that way, and we must go with what it is as a collective and not as an individual any longer. Even if that means we must infiltrate this system so that we can take what is needed from the system to benefit our people. You got to do that, but always keep in mind that when you go home, black woman, I love my black man. Black man, I love my black woman. Black mother and father, I love my black children, and I love my black community. I don't give a damn what these people say. I'm not going to bash no black woman. I'm not going to generalize all black women. And the same thing with the sisters. You can't generalize and bash all black men.
Now, guess what happens after that mentality sets in? Black men and black women get to access the humanity within each other.
Period.
So now, to err is human.
Right?
Yes.
To err is human.
It's a part of growth.
Listen, we so broken as a people, and we've given brokenness such power in our lives. That's what Bobby is talking about, the victimhood mentality.
Right.
Justifying the failures in your life because the system is against you.
Right.
Again, once we get to a point where we get to make a mistake in each other's lives, and because we're human, we get to forgive each other for that mistake. See, right now we can't make mistakes.
No, we don't.
Right now we can't make no mistakes in each other's lives because that's a betrayal. You understand?
Yes.
Fear is so powerful and dominant in our lives that if you make a mistake with me, you break me irrevocably.
Right.
I'm broken forever now because I trusted you. See, trust is linked to fear.
Right. Absolutely.
Do you understand? That's why trust is such a big deal for
wouldn't
people.
that be considered a character flaw?
You absolutely
that
right.
Would be considered a character. Check this out. Character is a commitment to a compromise, to a set of values without compromise. Right? Without compromise. And see, and that's what we're having a problem at is that, and see, and there's another one that says this, it says, character is the dedication of that set of standards without wavering. See, a lot of times, and I think that's what you're talking about, Zoe, and I think that's what you're talking about, brother, is when you start making money, you start wavering.
Yes.
From your set of standards.
Yes.
Your character. Now your character's flawed. That's what you was talking about with 50. That's what you was talking about with Mayweather. You see what I'm saying? Because now your character is starting to waver. It says character is self-imposed discipline.
Absolutely.
Right? So now we talking about something totally different, Brother Bobby. You know, something totally different.
So stop going back to it, Bobby. I see you, Bobby. You're trying to be the rabble-rouser in this motherfucker.
I can use a short example.
Break it down.
When I first met Zoe, I felt...
he felt Chattanooga.
Yeah.
I ain't been to Chattanooga since I was 8. He felt Chattanooga.
I said, you know what? He slick as owl shit. And then we watched each other.
What?
Owl shit.
Don't forget about the South.
And then I watched him like he was watching me. And I benefited from that because through him, I met so many people that I still have relationships with, and vice versa. But we had to go through that. Because if you can get on the other side of what you perceive to be betrayal or whatever, man, you solid based on human experience. There's nothing greater than being able to make that circle full. That's why I'm able to know Edward Muhammad. And when I mention you, attitude, because he's security.
Yes, sir.
And he's like, okay, who is this guy walking in here like he owned the goddamn place? All right. And then David like, then this is Bobby.
Oh yeah, Bobby. Yeah, yes, sir.
And we've grown in a couple of months because we suspect at first due to that conditioning. That's why this is so important, man. People need to see us battle.
That's right.
And then come to a consensus that, hey, we all we got.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the Mansion series on Dash Talk X. I'm Zoe Williams. Every Wednesday, this relationship platform brings in the brothers to speak on the realities of what it means to be a black man in America, a black man in relationship, a black man in business, a black male entrepreneurial perspective. This is what this whole platform is about. I appreciate everybody in the YouTube. Listen, everybody in the YouTube, y'all stop being fucking lazy. Get in there and hit the like button. Hit the share button. I know the conversation is good. Subscribe.
Come on.
Do all of that. Don't hold back. You under dig? Also hit that super chat button. Shout us out. Everybody also go get the holographic relationship from IamZoeWilliams.com. The book is now available. It's live on my website. Go there right now. IamZoeWilliams.com. Everybody should hit that like button right now. Let's get back to the topic we're talking about. And I'm just saying, look at the way society is structured right now. The Me Too society. Gosh, how can a black man even begin to be a black man with a black woman today?
By starting the We Too movement.
Oh, I like that, Bobby. Explain the We Too movement.
Write that down, Zoe. Write that down.
That's recorded. We Too. I like that, Bobby. Talk about it.
Just the two of us. We can make it if we try.
Ooh. Togetherness?
That's that Bill Withers.
Oh, yeah.
Zoe, come on, man. That's the Bobby, I got some age on me now. I got
I'm saying
some age
for
on
the
me.
social media generation in 2019, all we need to do is make it go viral about videos, pictures, and images of black families, black love, black success, black everything. So you literally have to show images.
Let's make it happen right now. Hashtag We Too.
Right.
This is a black love movement started by
people
Bobby.
watching now. The new hashtag for the black man and black woman and black family is the We Too.
We
movement.
Too.
That's right.
And I want you to post pictures of your family.
That's right.
I want you to post pictures of your kids.
Here's the instructions.
Have you guys seen that picture of all of these black men in suits, suited down to the 9, and then one little kid.
One little kid.
In front.
Yes.
But see, that goes back to seeing it. That's what Zoe was talking about. That's what you was talking about.
Modeling.
Yes. That's the model, right? Check this out. Until you have a taste of finishing, you will never respect yourself.
It's true.
We got to finish.
Yeah.
What we started.
No matter how long it takes.
No matter how long it takes. And again, this show, you know what I mean?
It's
and that's
a
why
part of
it's
the
big ups
equation.
to Zoe.
Yeah.
It's because
Absolutely.
this is where it gets started. We have to have a conversation. And the conversation starts, and then the movement starts.
See, edification is a powerful word, and it's a powerful action, especially if it's authentic.
Come on.
Okay? We start out as suspects, and then we grow to respect one another. People watch that, man. They're looking for it, and when they see it, they'll imitate it. They'll imitate it. And that's the beauty of what we're doing right now, if we embrace it and live by that code. You know, we use words without understanding that people watch you. And they watch how you deal with adversity.
Come on.
And that's the one thing I appreciate about sports, is that you learn how to overcome adversity. You know, you get knocked down, beat up, man, and in our era, that said either you're going to stay at home up under your mama, or you're going to come back to the park tomorrow and put some work in.
Right.
Because me and Zoe went at it, and we both benefited from it, because when we got through competing, and it was some, you know.
Bobby, you was competing.
Oh, I was competing.
I was on cruise control.
For my 65th birthday, I'm taking him out. July, we going in, though. You know, you motivated me.
He almost lost, Bobby. He almost lost.
No, he don't want to. No, not on the basketball court. No,
Bobby
we
got
no
mad because
friends.
I started playing real defense. That's
For the only
happened.
time in his life, it is like he can't even spell defense.
Bobby thought I wasn't going to play D, and I locked his ass up. Then he said, "Oh shit, I got to work this evening." Yes, you do, Bobby. Shit.
Go see the video of me and Zoe playing, and you'll see him with his hands in his lap,
breathing hard,
huffing like a Brahma bull.
I didn't expect him to be this good. What's your next question, Zoe?
I got 1,000 of them, man.
Give it to us.
5 minutes to get it in. Shit.
We only got 5 minutes. That's right.
it?
Yeah. It's done with fast, bro.
With role, listen now, with role
Live long enough to
reversal,
know it's precious.
are men relieved of their responsibilities as protector and provider?
Could you repeat that one more time?
The reversal of gender roles. With the reversal of gender roles, because there's a movement now, men are opting out.
Yes.
I always talk about this lady, PhD Helen Smith, wrote a book, Men on Strike. Men are opting out of family, they're opting out of marriage, they're opting out of all this shit because they see it as a bad business deal.
Big time.
Now, with the fact that the gender roles have flipped, are men absolved of their responsibility as protector and provider now?
See,
everybody get that answer.
Language is sometimes misleading. You cannot become a woman if you're a man. You can have feminine qualities, but it's something still, it may be latent in your DNA, but if I see somebody doing something to a woman, even if I don't do nothing, my first instinct is to at least think about it. If it's somebody I care about, I'm going to do it subconsciously. I'm going to intervene. It's just how I'm wired. Now, it's going to become minimalized over generations, but it's still there. And it can be, you know, reinvigorated situationally, you know. And that, like the brother that wore the dress at the Oscars. That just, you know, it's something, man, I don't care. I see you with dude. Okay, y'all go ahead.
He won best dress, by the way.
He should have.
It was the best dress.
Yes, it was. It was.
But it shouldn't have been on his ass.
Tuxedo.
Oh.
I mean, it's simple for me.
Man.
Make it simple, man.
The take for me is simple.
Break it down.
Live the life you want to live and try not to broadcast it to everybody in the world who may not want to participate.
And we can work around that.
And then we find there should be sectors. Oh, this is the weird tuxedo dress sector. Okay, all people interested in fucking with the weird tuxedo dress sector,
have at it.
Have at it.
Yeah.
But there are other people who want their kids away from that.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. They got rights too.
They have the right to say, not for mine.
Right.
But if there's a blanket license with regards to broadcasting it, I think it's unfair. I think you're taking a choice away from people who may not want to participate.
Now check this out, Zoe. I had this college, a whole bunch of colleges come to my barbershop, so they're packed in there, you know. All black men, right? And so I flew a friend of mine's in for, you know, mentorship. And he was just sitting around listening to what was going on with the young college boys, right? And so they were talking about similar to what we're talking about now. So at that time, it was like this. He said, I don't really want to jump in on y'all conversation because this is y'all thing, but I have a problem when they show, you know, those type of things on the screen, on the big screen, when I take my son to a movie to go see Harry Potter or whatever he's going to see.
Right.
And then I tell my son to put his head down. And so then all of the young men in there were offended because it said, man, your son, why are you trying to shield him from real life? He said, I'm not shielding him from real life. I'm his father. I'm the leader. And I want to raise him up in the way he should go.
That's right.
But then everybody was offended. I mean, everybody. When I tell you they were all offended. And so, what's you guys' take on that?
Well, I can say just really quick in 60 seconds. Number one, in the 90s when I grew up, bedroom behavior was not being promoted in the public.
Period.
Simple.
Period.
It's very simple. Okay, I don't care who you're doing, whatever you're going to do with whoever. I don't care, but that was in private because that's where it belonged. Okay, number one. Number two, if you are going to force something on me, then you must be willing to receive the backlash from me. If I don't accept that, then don't get mad when I bust you in your damn face. It's very simple. If a homosexual male comes up to me and attempts to try to grab me, he will be faced with the actual reality. The actual reality. Not the one that this white man is trying to push and make it seem as though this is what it is. No. This is what it is. And the moment I stand on my integrity, just like you're standing on yours, to where you feel as though you can push your little behavior on me, good. I have my reality, you have yours, and then we will clash and the reality will be faced. So we have to all maintain our code. As a people, maintain and be on code and maintain integrity, period.
Let's do this really quickly. Bobby Glanton-Smith, where can people find you and support your movement, my friend?
Well, I'm on Twitter at Glanton-Smith. My webpage is realmendon'tplay.com. And I ain't going nowhere, man. Thank you for having me on.
Come on, Bobby. We already know you ain't going nowhere. It's all good.
Oh, we need Brother Bobby.
DL.
Yes.
Where can they find you,
You
brother?
can find me at DL Master Barber. You can also find me at dlmasterbarber.com. You can also find me in the world, because that's where I'm going to be. Educating, motivating, and inspiring others.
That's right.
My man.
Yes, sir.
RizzaIslam.
Yes, sir.
My brother, where we at?
RizzaIslam.com to book me for speaking engagements, at Islam Rizza on Twitter, at _RizzaIslam on Instagram, Facebook, /RizzaIslam and the number 1. Make sure your family book me for any speaking engagements, anything in the hood, in the colleges, wherever. That is where my people are, and that is where I need to be. I'm here to serve.
Hey, and I'm Zoe Williams, the Voice of Reason. You find me here Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 5 to 7 p.m. We do the Voice of Reason. We do Mansions on Wednesday. The ladies are here Mondays and Fridays. Also, Monday morning, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., you're listening to the Zoe What Morning Show on Dash Talk X. Listen, all the businesses I put in front of you, all the books, all the opportunities that I put in front of you, I need you guys to move as a collective and support them. All the people I bring in front of you, go support them, ride with them. That's the only way we're going to make it happen. All right, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. You guys will catch up with me Friday. We got another show, The Voice of Reason. Thank you for tuning in tonight. I'm out. Deuces.
Peace.
Man.
Yeah.
Family, this is who?
That's us,
the
boy.
crew I'm in here with.
Yeah.
These are some of the brothers, man. These are some of the brothers.
Yo, what up, family?
These are the masculine men.
Yeah.
And have no problem being that.
At all.
Yes.
So with 20 people just watching. So
respect to the young brother, man. You give us hope, man. You
I
really
appreciate
do,
it,
bro. Yeah.
My honor, brother. All right, family.
Ooh, that was a show, wasn't it?